All right, howdy folks. Coming at you with one quick explanation for this lesson. Right away on bubble 2 in the directions when you get into actually viewing the code for this thermostat app, they tell you to make a watcher for the temp variable and run the code. And they don't really explain what that means. Let's show you here. If I get rid of my directions, the watchers are going to be part of my debug console down here. Again, our debug console, that's not something for the end users to see. That is full of development tools. So I can see how my app's running in the background. Okay, we looked at console log statements that show up down here. We also get our error messages. And where the watcher variables come into play is right here. The way I'll add one is if I want to keep track of a variable as my app goes, I'll just type it in and hit plus. Right now it says temps undefined because my program isn't running. When I run it here, it's going to show what the value of that temp variable is. And as that variable changes, okay, it's going to watch it for me there. Now, this isn't a great example of why you'd want to use a watcher, just because I can pretty much see that temp variable changing on the screen in front of me. But a lot of times as we write more complicated programs, there's going to be variables in the background that aren't necessarily displayed. And if you want to keep track of where they're at and how they're interacting, a watcher is a great way to do that. Okay, I can add them before I run the program or after. Let's add the temp F. Let's try to add that. Whoops, not available. I intentionally typed that wrong. We want temp with a capital F. So if I want to get rid of a watcher variable, I can delete it. Temp F, add it. Okay, now I see I have the 68 with the F here, okay, with the Fahrenheit concatenated to it, which is what's happening in this line of code. And again, not a great example of why you'd want to use a watcher, but powerful tool when it comes to developing your programming and especially debugging.